Well, as they say, when you're at the bottom, the only way to look from here is up. Am I right? So I literally just got done recording my video for today, and this literally just came out. Sixers star Paul George has a bone bruise in his left knee and is out for the next 2 games. He will be reevaluated on Monday. Feels like the Sixers dodged pretty huge bullet here. You know, he could have been out for a couple weeks. They need to get these big 3 back on the floor together, actually playing, but better than expected. However, now they have a couple more games where they're going to have to figure it out. Maxey still might not be fully healthy. We'll see what happens with Embiid. All right, back into the video. Look, the Sixers are 2-12. They are the worst team in the NBA. And after another brutal loss last night, this team cannot figure it out. Matter of fact, they can't even win a game. Now they are plagued with more injury. There are so many issues. But look, a couple things happened today that, again, set me over the edge. And I want to talk about what was said and where this team goes from here. There was a little bit of accountability taken, so we'll factor that in as well. But overall, I want to get the thoughts from Sixer Nation. Are we at the point now where it is time to say, boom, blow it up, tank it, it's over? Or can they actually find a way to come back from this? Give me your thoughts down below. Welcome into Philly Take with RB. All I ask is that you hit the like button, get this to 1 million likes, and support the show. Subscribe to the channel. Help us push this content around no matter what. As dark and deep as it gets, we are going to keep covering this team all year, every single day. That's what we do. Look, man, last night's loss really broke me. Shout out to all the live callers on the postgame. I don't even know what to say with this team anymore. I mean, you go down to the Memphis Grizzlies, who are down Ja Morant. They are down Zach Edey. They are down Marcus Smart, John Concher, and like 5 other players. The Grizzlies were literally smoking you. They were up by 20 in the third quarter, and just in Sixer fashion, just in the most Sixer way possible, they fight back in the game. They make you think, okay, they actually finally have some life. They go on a 9-0 run late, and they pull it to within 4 just to explode again and to lose the game. And I mean, I've never had a team just piss me off so much. And as you see, man, the Sixers are below the Wizards, the Raptors, the Hornets. They're below everybody because they right now are the worst team in the NBA. Who do we blame? I think everybody has to look in the mirror and take some accountability. And I want to start it off with just a glimmer of hope, just a little bit of positivity. Before we get into it, Jared McCain has taken one of the craziest 2K leaps ever. Started off as a 73 overall, and now after 1 month of basketball, not even, is already up to 83. People are noticing how good Jared McCain is. The things that he does are not things that rookies do. Like, he is so beyond his years. He is so ahead of the game. He always makes the right play. He's just good at everything. And Jared McCain last night put up 20 points again for the 6th consecutive game. Jared McCain continues to ball out. Wasn't his best night, but he still tried to help the team. And that's kind of my thing, you know, with Jared McCain dropping 20 points, with Joel Embiid finally bouncing back in the second half and dropping 35, you still lost to a Grizzlies hospital team that had no business winning that game on the second of a back-to-back. And to me, that's why I'm broken, because if you can't even beat a team like that, then who can you beat? It's so frustrating, confusing, disappointing. It makes me feel like, damn, if Joel Embiid actually was here to begin the season, you know, maybe this team would be different. Maybe not. Maybe they're not good enough. But this is the roster you built. You dug yourself in this hole, and now you are stuck with it for a while. So, you know, where do you go from here, man? It's really puzzling how they cannot put it together and win a basketball game. And we know what happened with the team meeting, and we'll get to Paul George. But I want to talk about Joel Embiid because Gina Mizell put this article out on the Inquirer, and Joel Embiid finally responded. We didn't get any audio clips or videos. I guess the media didn't have their phones in there. Maybe they didn't want it after what happened on Monday. You know, the fact of the matter is somebody leaked this meeting out, and I'm still mad about that. Like, there's definitely a snitch in this locker room. People are saying it could be Nurse. People are saying it could be a back end of the rotation guy. I don't know. But Joel Embiid sounds off after the details of the meeting emerge. And here are a couple things that were said. He says about the reports coming out, quote, whoever leaked that is a real piece of bleep. All right, so Joel Embiid is mad that these details got out. Now, imagine if this was the coach or another co-star. I guess that's another frustrating thing. They had that whole meeting. They can't even come back and win a game after. You don't have the motivation to get it done. I know Maxey was playing hurt. He shouldn't have even been out there. Only played 5 minutes in the first half. Paul George gets hurt again. But here's what Joel Embiid said, quote, "We talked about a lot of things during the meeting. I don't want to get into details, but the whole thing with Maxey probably took about 30 seconds. But then again, it's Joel Embiid, so we've got to make everything blown out of proportion. It's whatever. I'll take it all. I'm the reason for everything, so I'll take the blame for everything." I don't like this, Joel. And maybe people in the comments like, yo, RB's overanalyzing. I think we need to do that now. We need to hold some responsibility here as well. I don't like that. It sounds like you're playing victim, Joel. Don't try to come in here and act like this is not your fault. You are a big reason to blame here. And I actually have defended you in recent days as well, saying, you know, it's not your fault. All the organizational dysfunction that you have been put through. I don't think that's Joel's fault. I think they missed some really good opportunities, but both can be true. Like this year, you are at serious fault. So when he says it's whatever, I'm the reason for everything, so I'll just take the blame for everything. Listen, man, if you're talking about the national media, sure, they don't know what the hell they're talking about, but Sixer fans have really gone beyond the line sometimes to defend you and have your back and always find ways to get behind you. So I just don't like that from Joel. It just sounds like he's very much crying victim here instead of just getting up, manning up, and playing ball. Embiid's answer was triggered by the question about his relationship with Maxey. So they were talking about all of that. Then he says, "That's the relationship we have, nothing malicious. I like when people are telling me what I'm not doing good, what I need to do better, even though that part, the tardiness, maybe happened once or twice when I was not playing. So I need to be better. I need to be perfect. I need to be on point, which is what I'm going to do, which I've always done." I don't think you have always done based on the reports that have come out. And, you know, he says when he wasn't playing, well, it came out a report that he just showed up to the game on Monday and played. So doesn't really add up. And I don't like that people always have to tell you, Joel, like you're supposed to be the leader, the MVP of this team. So you need to take a stance and show some leadership here. Other than that, he says, "It's kind of annoying having to deal with the same things over and over and over. It's been like that my whole career. All I try to do is focus on basketball, try to make the best living for my family on and off the court. It's unbelievable. I feel like negativity keeps following us, which I don't understand why. It is a shame. It doesn't change the fact we've still all got to be better." The reason negativity keeps following, sure, there's a lot of haters, but it's because you guys continuously fail to achieve the goal. You know, you constantly come up short, and there's always some BS that the fans have to go through because of that. And we're just tired at this point. We really are tired. It says right now we don't have a lot of margin for error. We need to be perfect in everything we do on both ends of the floor. That I agree with. That's a little bit of accountability. It's a start, but we need to see a lot more. Right now, the big three has only played a combined 6 minutes last night before somebody got hurt. 14 games, only 6 minutes. I hope we're not seeing another Brooklyn Nets situation. And Paul George today, after being hurt last night, he hyperextends the same knee in the same manner. Maybe this organization really just is truly cursed. But then he goes out and puts out a podcast today. And look, I respect the grind, the hustle. He's got one of the best player podcasts in the NBA. And I actually wanted to listen to this because I think it's cool having a player on your team with a pod like this where you can get insight about the team. But he kind of like, not clickbaits, but he says, Paul George gets real on the player-only meeting leak. And I listened to the first 10 minutes, and they didn't really say anything about it. Like, all they said was, oh, it was a productive meeting, and we had some stuff behind the scenes, and we talked about it. Sixers struggles and more. Like, it almost felt like the podcast was more important to get it out today, even though you're hurt, even though you're going through stuff, just to get the podcast out just because you want to grow that following. And I get it if that's what you want to do. But if I was Paul George, I know he's hurt, but I would be so mad after the start of this season. I would go dark. I wouldn't even talk to anybody. I'd be either in the gym or watching film and just go into work. Like, where's that hungriness, man? This doesn't really bode well with Sixer fans. And I mean, even on top of that, nobody asked you any good questions and you didn't even talk about anything. Here's one thing he did say. I don't know how the hell Shams got the story or how it even leaked, especially some of it being kind of word for word or quoted. That means somebody in the locker room spilled it and there was a snitch and there's just a lot of chemistry, teammate locker room issues. Here's one thing he did say to take some accountability. PG on the Sixers 2-12 record. Quote, "We got to step up our ish. Jared McCain can't be our most consistent player." I've been saying that now for a week and a half, and I agree. I agree. So you shouldn't be recording the damn podcast. You should be in the gym or watching film, trying to get better. Talk to your teammates. Build that chemistry. You haven't had time to get it done on the floor, so you have to figure it out, man. Everybody's saying we have to figure it out. You're right. Jared McCain was only supposed to get a handful of minutes coming into the season, and now he is your most consistent, your best player right now, and he's showing all you old guys up, man. So PG, man, you know, $52 million. The Sixers had the whole cap space plan. Maybe they executed it at the wrong time, the wrong year when there wasn't a lot of premier free agents, but they looked at you as a perfect third option, a perfect fit alongside Embiid and Maxey, and nothing has gone right to start this season. So I just, it rubs off of me weird. The Embiid victim quote, the PG stuff. Lastly, this report came out about Jimmy Butler today, and a lot of people have been tagging me in this, but I just want to say this is not true. I can 100% assure you that Joel Embiid is not acting the way he is because he wanted Jimmy Butler, not Paul George. The guy literally side-eyed PG on national television. So this is just somebody trying to get their name out there and try to create, you know, some nonsense of a story. That is not true. What I do think is that this team's not on the same page, and, you know, it's partly PG, it's partly Embiid, Maxey, everybody, even Nick Nurse, who I think is a good coach, but has not had a good year at all. They got to find a way to spark it now and get this team riled up and get them fired up. Maybe they're not good enough, but they're definitely better than what they are showing right now, and it has to improve. Like now, they can't lose more games. You dug yourself in this hole. Joel, you didn't play the first 9 games of the season. Here's the consequence. If you're not good enough to beat a G League Grizzlies team, you better come out, win the next 4 or 5 games. If not, this season is going down the drain. That's where I'm at. Hard to be positive about much. Give me your thoughts down below in the comment section. As always, appreciate everybody for tapping in. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.